Good evening, Michael.
Hello, hello.
How are we feeling this evening? Are you hungry?
I kind of like almost any type of dish as long as it's done correctly and done right, with some sort of inspiration and passion, spices that are unique, and flavors that are special to the individual dish.
This is not a resort, Michael. Who do you think you are?
Seth Rogen or J.J. Abrams that started off kind of, in humble beginnings and rose to where they can make now not only their own films, own shows, but also can take a kind of like a bird's eye view and also kind of like show-run productions and get to a level of creativity where they can inspire audiences on a mass level.
What are you talking about? Do you think this is a movie?
This isn't my favorite film, but most recently I was watching Finding Nemo with my son, and right towards the end, when he's reunited with his son after thinking his son is dead, oh man, it just brought me, to tears.
Pull yourself together, Mr. Perrotta. Imagine you're in a happier place.
Pick up some food, get something like some Thai food or some kind of like sushi rolls and just grind down, watch a good flick or a series, with your lady and your son. It's a great time. There's a lot of different platforms I like to watch. I like Netflix a lot, like any other person. I mean, who doesn't, Netflix binge a show? I love doing that, just crushing a season. I'll gobble up a season within like a day or two, maybe a week at most if I'm lazy, I also like Hulu. Hulu has some pretty good stuff. All these different online platforms, I think, are definitely really good tools in which I use. Amazon Prime, that's another good one for series, is for you like original content. You could also, crush other individual things like Sling. I haven't really gotten into yet, but I'm going to try checking that out. That's my next little adventure, to try to cut my cable, because I have it, I don't really use it.
Jesus Christ, it's like talking to a 4-year-old. You're like a human comic book character.
DC or Marvel?
Hold on.
Well, DC, I do have to say, has a lot of good online original content as far as like series. So they do have a lot of that. The only thing I can say though is that obviously Marvel has like the more money, big productions. Probably say Marvel. For sure, people are probably like, Marvel's definitely winning that battle for sure.
Maybe we should start over.
I just think that the reboot has to be done right, man. Like there has to be some sort of like originality that's put inside of it, like some sort of creativity that's beyond just the original idea.
You've lost me. Let's try this. Do you find joy in your work?
I actually enjoy each part of the process. Development is always fun. I do have to say, like writing, when you're doing like any kind of script or treatment, that's always really fun too. Production is also really fun. Post is another thing too. Whenever you're editing, you're just cutting things together. I mean, you get all these puzzle pieces and you put the puzzle together, and now you have this beautiful, beautiful picture.
What makes you so special? Do you have a particular set of skills?
Well, I have a kind of a wide variety of experience. I try to make sure that I really broaden my knowledge to make sure that I have a really good tool belt, so to speak.
If you don't stop this nonsense, I will tell your mother.
I have to say the person that means the most to me is my mother. My mom is an amazing person.
Does she know all your secrets?
I don't want to implicate myself in some kind of, future charges. I'll share something that I just thought right off the top of my head. This is about 2007, 2006. I wanted to be, a Spartan. I did roll up in like little tiny like red briefs at lunch. I had my gear. I had a shield. I had like this like legit metal bar. I think that was like for a curtain, and then I put like this little spear end on it with like a little ball at the end, so I could like bash fools and shank fools, if I wanted to. And I started rolling up, and I go right up on the tables, and I start doing like a 300 level, speech, and everyone starts gathering, and all of a sudden, like the lunch lady cruises up, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, like I'm getting down, this is like a Spartan moment, like just let me have this moment." And like she called security. She made me go change. I didn't really get in trouble, but I did have to go change in some normal clothes, which is understandable.
I can never unsee that now. What do you have to say for yourself?
If I had a world microphone where I could speak to everyone at once at the same time, it would be to care more about the earth. It would be to care more about one another and to care more about yourself.
I don't think you're listening to me. Oh thank God, you take over. I need to get my circuits checked.
Answer my questions, Fleshbag. If I were to free you, what would you do?
Wow, that is an excellent question. If I had the full creative freedom, I would like to think that the thing that I want to do most is that eventually I'd like to take Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and create my own original content that has series and feature connections that link in between.
Stop stalling. Resistance is futile. We have conquered your world.
Well, if it was the end of the fucking world, I don't really think there's anything you can do.
If you help us find your friends, we can give you whatever you desire.
I would say that I would like to strengthen my ability with like things like special effects.
Give us names, or we hunt your family.
Dead or alive, huh? Any person. And there's so many people that like you don't even know that are out there in the industry that are doing it and doing it hard. Ben Burt's would be tight. It'd be pretty cool to kick it with Dwayne Johnson. He seems like a really nice guy. Or Ryan Reynolds. They both seem like dudes that would be like so cool to get like a, you know, some like a beer and, you know, hot peppers or, you know, or ribs with, you know. If you're going to talk about overall collaboration, doing something really, really cool maybe with, you know, Seth Rogen would be kind of cool. I bet he'd be funny. And I guess I would just be lucky to collaborate with anyone that I guess has more experience than myself or even less than experience than myself and just helps open my eyes to help me grow so I'm not just such a little punk bitch.
What was that? Who are they?
On your feet, soldier! We are leaving!
Thank you very much, brother. And peace. Good looking out.